Once again, welcome back to my journey through the horror films of the 1980s as I redo a review, which if you want to hear my longer review, I'll put the link down below in the info box. But Anthropophagus, also known as the Grim Reaper, this is one of those films that the only reason I didn't see it being known is because of some of this infamous gore. Because it's not the characters, it's not the story, it's not suspenseful, it's not scary. It's directed by Joe D'Amato. You have George Eastman, who is our villain, who we find out is a kind of a creature, but you know, the cannibal. I don't know how else you want to call him. Not a zombie, but like a cannibal ghoul type of guy. Pretty much about these tourists. They go to this island. They wander around. It's very slow. It's very boring. Sounds familiar. Kind of like the last film I talked about, Alien 2 on Earth. Only, dare I say, maybe this is even more boring than Alien 2 on Earth. I don't know. That's the thing. I mean, if you want to be slow and boring, that's your prerogative. Doesn't mean it's mine. People get killed one by one. And the infamous scenes are the big one. There's a woman, one of the tourists happens to be pregnant. Kills the woman, tears the baby out, eats the baby, but it's, when you look at it, it looks more like, I don't know if it was a rabbit or some other animal they used. And maybe because the fact it doesn't look realistic actually is probably in its benefit, truthfully. Because that's not really something I need to see. But I mean, the idea is pretty crazy and screwed up. I'll give you that. But I mean, if you're making a boring ass movie just to lead up to that one moment, I'm sorry, it wasn't worth it. There's one scene where the killer punches through the floor, grabs a person, lifts their head up through the floorboards, and you see this stuff coming off the face. I guess it's supposed to be the person's face peeling off, but it doesn't really look like that because it just looks like you can still see the person's face. So it just looked like they got a bunch of goop on them and that goop is now coming off. I guess it's supposed to be like, well, it's pulling the person through the floor, or to that person the ceiling, and the shards of wood or whatever is tearing the face up, but it doesn't really look that way. Just like, I guess it's supposed to be skin tearing, but I can still see the skin. I don't know. And one of our main characters stabbing it in the stomach, and the killer gets it on its knees, tastes its guts, and starts eating its own guts, which you see on the poster. So, killing the pregnant woman and eating the baby, which is really like a rabbit or whatever. The pulling the person through the roof to them, floor to the killer, and the face being peeled off, but it doesn't really look like it. And the killer dies by getting stabbed, and he's trying to eat his own guts. That's really all the movie is leading up to. The rest of it is a lot of wandering around the island, wandering around the houses on the island. Again, slow, boring, and you don't care about the characters. You don't really care about the direction. There's really nothing much to say. Now again, I do go in a longer, more in-depth review down below. That was from like a few years ago. But really, what I just said sums it up. If you love the film, you can let me know why in the comments section. This is just one of those flicks I'm like, I don't care what it's called. Anthropophagus, the Grim Reaper. Might as well be the Deep Sleeper. Because that's what I would feel watching this film again. Are you trying to do these intense things to wake me up or to shock me? Because now I'm thinking you try and do these crazy things in the second half of your film to wake my ass up from your boring as hell flick. But that's just my opinion. But like I said, if you want to hear more in-depth thoughts, go to info box, click on the link. Either way, thanks for watching, take care, and we will see you in the next video. Later.